Hi, and welcome to Tabletop Tip of the Day. This is a video that I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks, but I was really inspired to sort of jump on it when I happened to see a video by House DM, which is called Why Telegraphing Danger Improved My DMing. And I'll have a link in the notes and I'll have a link at the end of this video to that video because I think it's well worth it. The reason that video sort of sparked my interest in doing this one is that I've been designing my own game called Mercenaries, Mystics, and Merchants. And one of the things that we do in that game is we have difficulty levels for various tasks, right? And those difficulty levels go up and down. And I sort of off the cuff remark I made about 3 weeks ago while I was playtesting it with my friends is I'm like, I'm going to be really transparent about how I'm constructing this difficulty level for this task. And and after the game was over, after that session was over, a couple of players said, I really liked that. And I said, and I thought about that for a little bit. And so I actually put it into the rules that like GMs should think about how they're constructing that difficulty level. Like, you start at a base level that, it's a difficult situation, which could be a 4 or 6 in my game. And they're rolling 2d10 plus a stat against that, and stats run from 1 to 5, right? So you try to get above the difficulty level to succeed. And then there's various ranks of success. And by going through the process of describing the difficulty level, not just arbitrarily saying it's an 8, but saying, no, because you have the ear of the Duke, what would normally be a 6 is now a 5 in the social situation, but the party that you're talking to is fairly hostile to your aims. They're not physically hostile, but they're so I'm going to bump it back up to a 7. And the reason this is, I think, really powerful and really good, and it does take a little bit of time to negotiate that at the table, is that it gives a chance for the players to think about what they're risking and if they're on the same page as the GM. Because if I make something really difficult and they're like, wait a minute, I didn't see it being that difficult, that maybe they didn't understand the situation that I was putting out there, and I did a bad job of saying this is a really highly difficult situation, or maybe um, they just didn't get that, or maybe I made a mistake. That's possible too. It's like, oh, maybe I made that a little high. And so that little check and balance there, at the table, is a really cool thing. And it does lead to some meta discussion, like what is interesting for the table, because failure can be interesting as well as success. And I really it just really sunk with me. And so when House DM was talking about telegraphing danger, like saying the situation you're about to go into it's just it in D&D terms, it's too high level for your characters right now. You should think about running away or coming up with a very creative solution to the issue at hand. And I think that happened in my game too. So like people would go, oh, that's a really high DL. This is a very tense situation. This is a situation I want to win. So I'm going to throw weird points at it, which are sort of the fake currency. The you can boost your abilities temporarily, or I'm going to, try to recruit some help from other player characters or non-player characters. I'm trying to change the environment a bit so it makes it easier for what I'm trying to accomplish. Like one of the things I ask sometimes is, are you trying to solve the whole issue in one roll and one go? That's going to be a higher difficulty level. Do you want to take a bite out of it? Do you want to just, I'm trying to, round the corners a little bit and approach the problem from a slightly different angle in order to make the ultimate role that decides on whether this succeeds or fail a little bit easier. So it is. I found this a very useful tool. So let me know what you think. I think this is a sorry to sort of jump over myself, but I think this is something that can be translated to almost any system, because almost any system has a difficulty level. Like, I mean, to hit roll is a difficulty level, and sometimes GMs might give a make that harder because the player's fighting waist deep in mud, or the goblin is on top. It's on the top rung of the stairs. Has the higher ground, or unbeknownst to the players, the stable hand has a real beef with one of the characters. So sometimes GMs often make these decisions very quickly, and it can seem arbitrary to this player when and I think it's okay to say something like, if you want to keep some cards close to the DM's chest, to say something like, um, yeah, usually this situation, this would be a DL4, but because of some things you don't understand or that's going on in the background, it's a DL5 or a DL6 or something like that. And then the players also get that clue of, oh, there's stuff happening around us that we're not witnessing or controlling or responding to, and it's biting us in the butt. So that's another way of getting back to house DM, of telegraphing the situation for the players, by saying the stable hand seems a little put off by your request to house your horses for free, or whatever they're trying to do. Whatever the dice are hitting the table, or the thief is trying to pick a lock, and it's like, this lock is should be super easy. You know it extremely well, but someone's done something to it, and so there you're giving clues. You're already sort of feeding the fiction and letting the fiction come back to you. So that's my tabletop tip of the day. If you like this, please like and subscribe. That would really help me out. And if your feedback is always welcome, and let me know if this is a tip that will help you out. Thank you.